Thank you guys so much for listening. This is Alex Green coming to help you to achieve your goals, to reach your success, and to help you strive for greatness in whatever it is that you might be doing. And today I want to talk about your environment and how you have to control it. Whenever you're getting real serious about a goal or you're really trying to take a step forward in life, you're trying to achieve some type of success, you have to manipulate your environment. This is so important when it comes to achieving what you need to, because a lot of times we don't set ourselves up for success. We set ourselves up for failure, and because truth is, we need to change. We do, yes, but we also need to change our environment. And I'm someone who learned the hard way, because I'm the person that was like, willpower, you do everything through willpower, you do everything through willpower, you do everything through willpower. That was me. Then as I start to learn more, read more books and things, like willpower can only take you so far. Eventually it runs out. As they say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's so true when it comes to it. You get weakened, and willpower doesn't take you everywhere you go. And I just think back to things that have helped me along with success, things that I've seen other people do. Just to give an example, say, hey, say you're someone who's like, okay, I'm tired of my body. I've been out of shape too long. It's time to get moving, get going. I got to eat right and everything. Guess what? As hard as it might be, you're going to have to change some things. Your diet is one, and we know all of that. But you might have to change who you hang around, what you have in your house, where you get your grocery shopping from, everything. Like, I remember when it changed for me, because I had ballooned up. As I mentioned before, I've slimmed down a considerable amount, and I'm still working to slim down more. I had ballooned up, gotten huge, and so I had to change what I was doing. Down where I live currently, there is a health food kind of store. Then there's your normal grocery store that you have that has everything, and there's like a meat market and everything. I used to just go to the grocery store, pick up everything there. And I remember I'd be walking through, and just as habit, me and my girlfriend would walk up and down all the aisles. And I remember when I first started, I said, I'm not eating chips anymore. I'm done with these donuts and everything. Had to change some things. That's when I really started making a grocery list. We need to go pick up the things that are exactly on this list. No more walking down the chip aisle. No more walking down the sweets aisle. No more of that. You just got to go pick up what you need to pick up. And then I even push it another level. I'm only going to the health food store and the meat store. There's no reason to go to that grocery store, because the temptation is strong. And you constantly fight temptation. You never know. You could have had a long day at work. Something happened over the course of that day that your willpower's been weakened. You walk in there, you mess around. Oh, I'll buy a bag of chips today. You do it, you enjoy it. Next day, you enjoy a bag of chips, and then next thing you know, they're just always on your list again, because it just spirals out of control when it starts with that one time. And that's why I mean by you got to manipulate your environment. If you're serious about getting in shape and you have things that are unhealthy in your kitchen, you can pause this video right now, go to the kitchen and throw that stuff out, because as long as you have it there, eventually that willpower will break. If it doesn't, that's fantastic, but to make sure it doesn't, go throw it out. And I mean, when you throw it out, throw it out. If it's chips or anything, take it out the package, throw it in the trash, throw dirt on it, throw stuff that you're like, what, I'm done with this. There's no coming back for this right here. Like, I'm done. Go move it out. That's tough, because you have to do that with items in your life. Me, like I said, I had to stop going to the grocery store altogether, just to fight that, just to make sure. At the health food store and at the meat store, they might have had a candy bar. I'm not a candy eater. I eat things like I love donuts and then like chips, but I'm not like a little candy bar. I don't do that. So that really didn't affect me very much. But going there with different things, going there where it just had certain things, I'm coming here to pick up these things that's on my list. Like I said, keep the list. Stick to the list, because that helps you. Because I used to always realize when we would be walking up and down the aisles of the grocery store, we would always end up spending more. So it can help you out financially too, because, oh, I see this, I want to try this. Oh yeah, we needed that when we really didn't. You know, just know, you make your list, stick to the list. That's what you got to do. You got to make changes like that. Another thing I did when I was trying to become more productive and everything, a year and a half ago, was when we got rid of cable. And I remember at first it was like, okay, we just won't turn the TV on, but it was still an option. If at any point in time I ever wanted to just flip that TV on, cable would be there. And I remember I was sitting there after a week or so, I said, no, like, we got to take the cable box out. Because I've almost come home from work one day and just in the automatic mode, let me sit down right now and just turn on the TV. It's just almost automatic. And so I was like, well, no, like, we need to get rid of the cable box. So we completely eliminated cable. We don't have cable, you know. Then we have a TV for the next 6-7 months. I remember at one point in time, it's like, no, it's time to get rid of the TV. Where we don't have cable, I catch myself binge watching Netflix or Hulu, or I'm doing something on YouTube because I have my computer hooked up to it, or I'm using the Apple TV. I'm like, no, like, we need to get rid of the TV. At this point in time, you see, I'm manipulating my environment, because that's what you have to do. I'm setting myself up to succeed. So got rid of the TV. Next thing you know, like, I'm getting more things done because certain things aren't an option. And it's funny with things like that, if once you do away with it, you quickly realize how much you don't miss it. One thing I've recently had to do within the last month is, I've always been pretty good about not getting on Facebook. But here lately, I just caught myself, you know, I pick up my phone and I see the notification. I hate having the notification, so I got to go check it. So it remove the notification sign. And at that point in time, I was going through Facebook, and like 30 minutes later, it kept happening. Then eventually, I was just like, it's got to go. Now, I could have turned off the notifications, and I did go and went to my settings, turned off the notification. Then I said, no, like, I need to completely remove it from my phone. So I did. Now, of course, everyone knows if you have a smartphone, you can always go to the website, facebook.com, log into it that way, but that's a lot more work than just having tap that app and it opens up. It's a lot more work, and the more convenient things are for you, the harder it is to resist that temptation. You have to manipulate it. You have to manipulate what's around you. Like I said, your phone can be a powerful tool. It can also be a powerful distraction. You know, same thing with food. You can use food to fuel you, but you can also eat the wrong thing to slow you down, you know, to make you feel bloated, tired, everything like that. It's just, that's what you have to do to manipulate your environment. And of course, the people in your life, like I said, hey, you know, if you have a friend that your entire relationship is based off, we just sit around and watch excessive amounts of TV, or we just sit around and watch TV, period, and you're out there trying to make some changes, hey, like, no love lost for that person. That's the tough part for people, because it's like, that person's always been there, they've always been there with me, but sometimes you gotta say, hey, like, I know we're cool, and I like Lisa Nichols said, sometimes you gotta be willing to love someone from afar. Yeah, I know we're cool, we'll always be cool, but for right now, I have to love you from afar. We can't hang out in that same capacity that we used to, because we're looking to go in different directions. And when it comes to people, that's the hardest part, because you're talking about friends that you've had a long time, family members, things like that. And it's right, you do have to have the ability to love them from afar. That's things that you have to watch out, because, you know, you become what you're around. That's why it's important to control your environment, you know. You know, you start looking up, you're with a lot of partiers, you're not someone who really parties a lot. Next thing you know, you party a lot because those are just the people you're around. It's just something that happens. And there's nothing wrong with partying, there's nothing wrong with sitting inside reading a book, whatever you want to do. But when you're trying to push that success, whatever you're trying to go to, make sure you set yourself up for success, you know. Especially with people, it reminds me of, I'm not going to mention the name, but there's a guy. He was a little bit older than me, 7-8 years older than I was, and then he had a brother who was only a couple years older than I was, and the oldest brother, you know, In the area we went, in the area we're from, it's not a terrible place, but he got into a little trouble hanging out with some people. He got sent off to jail. He gets out, he come back and he hangs out with those exact same people he was with when he got in trouble the first time. Went back to jail. And I remember, because he was going away for a couple of years every time. He came out the last time, he's like, I gotta go. I love you guys. But for me to live my life and for me to do what I need to do, I need to leave here. I can't be here in this area. And that's tough to leave the area that you're native from. But it's tough for him for a couple of reasons. One, you have the people that you've always been around, so you kind of naturally just want to be with them. Also, if you have other people who are guarding their environment, they're probably not going to open it up to someone who's been to jail a couple of times. Not immediately, though. Not immediately, so he just had to leave. He just had to leave the area, go somewhere to where he didn't know anyone, no one knew him, and now he's doing fantastic. And that's honestly a lot of people from the area I'm from. That's the common thread. People who stay there, they do what they got to do to get by. But people who have all left and haven't came back have all seemed to be thriving because they got out of that environment. They got away from that area. It's just something that you have to do. And like I said, it can be your parents, it can be your kids, it can be your best friend and family, it can be anyone. But you have to realize that sometimes you have to love them from afar for a little bit, not forever, because sometimes you can bring them up. You can take some step forward and be like, no, you come here with me. Let me show you how to get here, instead of, no, let's stay where we are instead of trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to get somewhere, but I have all these different pitfalls around me because it's the environment that I've created. Learn to manipulate that environment. Set yourself up for success, and do not set yourself up for failure, because so many people do set themselves up for failure, and they just don't set themselves up for success in any way. They don't change anything around you. And typically when it comes to success in anything, reaching your goals and everything, it comes with change, lifestyle change. It's not little minor tweaks, it's always a lifestyle change. You want if you're overweight, you want to be fit, it's a lifestyle change. It's not like I got to change something for a little bit, then I'll be fine. No, it's a lifestyle change. It's a forever thing. You want to be successful, you want to grow indefinitely, it's a lifestyle change. You have to change, and your environment plays so much of a part of that. So remember that when you're out there trying to be successful, when you're trying to reach your goals, when that willpower feels like it's ran out, remember, maybe it's time for me to change something in my environment. Not just me, but my environment. I need to get rid of this item. I need to get rid of this service. I need to get rid of this friend, or whatever it is. Just remember that your environment is incredibly important. I promise if you do that, you will inevitably move towards your goals, move towards success. Once again, guys, this is Alex Green. I would like to thank you so much for listening, and I hope you continue to come back so we can grow together and take every step together as we become more successful. Thank you for listening.